Yes, I am yes, Grace, I will not hold that against you. I will not hold that against you, and I will not repeat it. So you know what's the best part about all of this so far? It's all of my nervous energy has started to leave me so I can speak more comfortably and share with you. So yes, I am an entrepreneur. I live in the Bahamas. Very young man, as you can tell by my grayness, very young. But I've been in business for just over 12 years now. Well, no, I'm wrong. I've been operating Triton Solutions Enterprises for just over 12 years now. But I've been in business since the age of 12. And you might say, why would you say you've been in business since the age of 12? Because from the age of 12, I joined partnership with a company to help them deliver on their promise to their customers. And in partnering with them, I was able to achieve things that I wanted to achieve. Yes, I know you're saying, but you are only an employee. But that is not the way I ever look at anything. I look at any relationship as a partnership. So even though you may be paying me a salary, it is a partnership because I joined your organization to help you become successful. And because I see that there are ways that I can benefit from partnering with you and what you have to offer to the customers and what you offer to me as a partner to you. So that has always been my mindset. So for me, I've never worked for anyone a day in my life. I've always worked with individuals or with companies or organizations. And the very first place I worked was a company, a supermarket chain, a food store chain called City Markets here in the Bahamas, which was part of Winn-Dixie out of the US. I worked at that establishment until the age of about 18, 19 when I would have graduated high school. And I realized something from that very early age. I realized that in any organization that you find yourself in, it is best for you to learn as much as possible about that organization and not just stick to that one field that you might have come into that organization to be a part of. Why? The more you know, the more valuable you are. When you only know how to do one job, and no matter how well you can do that job, you're less valuable than the person who knows to do about 5 to 10 other functions and do them well. When things start to go downward and layoffs start to happen, who do you think gets laid off first? The first person or first group of individuals to get laid off are those who only know to do one or two things, no matter how well they know to do it. But when you can do 5 to 10, you're more likely to continue that organization, no matter what storms or turbulent times they may be going through. And that is one thing I learned very early on. And why do I reference that? It's because for everywhere I went thereafter, I incorporated that same mindset. And not only did it help me to stay employed or engaged, but it caused me to learn about how business really works, not just from the employee standpoint, or not just from one area of the organization, but the whole of that business, that operation. And so with that framework, with that mindset, and as I grew and as I developed and as I matured, I embodied that in my own business as well. I believe in training to retain. So anyone that I come into contact with or engage in any of my operations, and I'll share a bit more about my operations as I go on, I believe in showing them every aspect of the business so that they can become a greater value or a greater asset to my overall operation. Because if for any time that one individual is not able to make it in or not able to fulfill his or her role, there are about 5 others who are able to jump right in, cover up that vacant spot, and we carry on seamlessly as if though that person was still there. Now, for me, after I would have left city markets at the tender age of 18, I had no desire to work at all. My thought process was to move to Exuma, the island from which my parents born. If you don't know about the Bahamas is made up of 700 islands and keys. Not all are populated, but one of the populated ones is called Exuma, the most picturesque island in the whole world, not just the Caribbean, not just the Bahamas, but the entire world. Such a beautiful sight, beautiful turquoise waters. The amount of fishes that you would find, in our waters, in the waters of Exuma, would blow your mind. So that's just my cheap plug for you to come on down to the Bahamas and visit Exuma. But my thought process was I would move to Exuma, I would chill, I would go in the boat with some friends and just enjoy life. I'm only 18, 19. The world is my oyster. I can get to working and career at any point in time. I'll be honest with you, college, university is nowhere on my radar, not in the stratosphere at all. I did not feel that I needed to go to college or have a university degree to be successful, because that just was my mindset. But before I had the chance to move to Exuma, I ended up working for a fast food franchise that was just getting started in Bahamas, Domino's Pizza. I figured I'd work for Domino's Pizza as a delivery driver for a few months and then move to Exuma. But after being in the organization and being a part of something that was just starting, almost brand new, a bug bit me. No, I did not get stung like Spider-Man and develop superpowers. However, I got stung and I wanted to learn more about business. I wanted to become an entrepreneur. And here's why. On my interview, I was sold goods. I was told that you can become a store manager within a matter of months, making anywhere from $1,000 a week plus bonuses, which means that you would be making over $50,000 a year plus bonuses. I say, wow, at the age of 19, and it's US dollars, mind you. At the age of 19, I can do all of this. I said it was a bill of goods, but it really wasn't, because it was actually true. But in anything that you do, anywhere that you go, persons can sell you a dream, but you have to make that dream your goal in order to make it a reality. And I made that my goal, not just to become a store manager, mind you, but to learn even more about this business. And not just to learn about this business to grow within this particular organization, but how I can utilize this business as a platform to better myself and set me up for the future. So every rung that I ascended to within that organization, I ensured that I was the first. How did I do that? I became a store manager, and we were operating manually and just going into the process of becoming automated, a computer system. So I made sure that I sat with the developers of the program so I could learn that program, so that when we were to go live, I would be the guru. I would be the one everyone come to and need to know. Well, we already had 3 to 4 stores, which means that I will not just be working in my individual store, I'll work in all the other stores as well. It happened that way, just as I wanted it to happen. And guess what? We did not have a supervisor, but I helped the owners to see that we are growing to the extent that we need a supervisor. And who was the first supervisor for the company? Me, I must tell you. So sometimes we have to force situations and force our way through in order to make the road happen. The road will not always be paved for you. If you know anything about cutting roads, and my father was a road builder, sometimes you have to go in there with a cutlass or machete and slash the bushes to make your little track road. And after you were to make your track road, you put some quarry down, you steamroll that. And with the quarry being down, it'll be hard, rocky road to walk through for a while. As you progress, you get a steamroller and you roll it and you flatten it, because experience helps you to iron out all of those rough spots. And like Grace would have told you, the first few years in any business, the likelihood of you failing is very, very high. So you have to be able to weather the storm. And I will share a few tips as we go along. Grace, you need to help me with time, because, you know, me and conversating, I can go on and on and on. So help me with my time management, please. So as experience helps you to iron out those rough spots, and don't worry about failing, don't worry about trying things and it not working. Only worry about trying things, it not working, you trying those same things the same way all over again. We have to learn from the mistakes that we made. For mistakes is there to help us become better in any aspect of life, whether it's in relationships or business. Mistakes are there to help us become better. If you're not becoming better from your mistakes, I encourage you to stop trying, because you'll only keep making mistakes over and over, the same mistake over and over and over again. Now, for me, I'm always one who is looking for the next thing. My mind is constantly going. I probably get up 4 hours sleep a day. That's because I know that I'm in the Bahamas on a certain time zone, but when 11 p.m. reaches for me, that's 6 a.m., 7 a.m. for someone else around the world that I can connect with and I can communicate with. One of my encouragements to us right now, and especially how COVID has forced us into these platforms and allowed us to explore countries and opportunities around the world. Whatever area of business that you're in, look for opportunities to sell your product, offer your services around the world. Can you imagine your business operating 24 hours a day? Simply because you have an associate who's in the Bahamas. So when you're in East Africa and you're sleeping at 8, 9 p.m. your time, which is around the time frame right now, it's only 1 p.m. our time, so your business can continue. So start thinking along those lines. The other thing that I want to share with you as well is that you may have one product, right? You may start out with one product. Don't allow that to be the only thing that you do. Because when you are invested 100% in one thing, if there's a downturn, that 100% is wiped out. But if you're invested or have about 5 to 10 different things that you are able to offer, whether it's in a product line or type of service, all 10 of them, the 5 to 10 of them will not all get trouble at the same time. So you may have trouble spots in 2 or 3, but you have 2 to 7 to still carry you until those other 2 or 3 picks back up. So yes, I saw it pop up in the chat. Diversity is very important in product line. Not just diversity in the people, definitely diversity in product. So always look for the next thing. The car industry showed us how important it is, because when COVID hit and the world was trying to figure out what to do, cars weren't being sold, parts weren't being made, but warehouses were still there. Production lines were still there. Many of those parts makers turned into respirator makers, mask makers, and other products that can help support the world get through this pandemic. So now what you have are companies that only made parts are now making respirators as well and other medical devices because the world needs it. Sometimes these hard times come along to help us or gives us an opportunity to explore to be creative, to be adventurous, to be risk takers, to go into other avenues. But if we hold on to that one thing, say, this is all I do, and I know how to do it very well, and it's going away, and I know nothing else to do, my friends, sadly, whether you last 10 years, whether you last 20 years, if you do not know how to pivot or transition to something else, you will go the way of the dinosaur. So never just stay invested in one thing. My company is called Triton Solutions Enterprises. We mainly rent construction equipment. However, that is not the only thing that we do. I learned in Domino's Pizza, we had a saying, one call does it all, which means that no matter who picks up the phone when a customer calls in, no matter which location that customer is calling from or calling for, you take that call, and if it's not for your store, you transfer it to the right store. You transfer it to the right person. But you do not allow that customer to call a second place. Reason being is you do not know if that customer will ever come back to you. So here's what I do. If you accidentally call me for a bottle of water, I will never tell you, ma'am, I am so sorry, but we do not sell water. Please try Aqua Pure water down the road or Aquafina water down the road. No, my friends, I do not miss that opportunity to make that customer feel as the most important person to me, because I'm going outside of what I usually do just for them not to have to make another call, not for them not to have to go make another trip, but they can just come to me or call me and they will get it. So here's what I'll do. I will go and buy that one bottle of water, and I'll put 25 cents more on top of that. But that customer got their product. That customer got introduced to me and the level of service that we provide at Triton Solutions Enterprises. And you know what? She will come back again. But not only that, she will tell a few more persons about it. So, oh, don't worry about it. If you need plywood, just call Garcia at Triton Solutions Enterprises, and he will get you that plywood at a reasonable price and with a beautiful smile on top of that. So do not miss opportunities. Do not allow persons to walk out of your establishment, out of your company, out of it. When I say company, not your business, but out of your presence, without you doing your utmost best to satisfy their needs at that time. But when you satisfy their needs, you build your customer base. Another thing I learned in Domino's Pizza is something called strike rates. Yes, a customer calls for a pizza, but when you upsell them to one more topping, that's an additional $1.25 that you're adding to the cost of that product, and you do not add anything else in labor or time. The only thing you add is an additional 30 cents in food costs, because that's what it costs you to put on. But it's the same amount of people taking the order on the production line, making the order, same delivery driver delivering that order. The only change is, instead of Grace getting 2 toppings on a pizza, Grace got a third topping or a specialty pizza that carried the value of that pizza or that customer order up even more. Why did I say that? If I walk into a maintenance situation where I am just there with a painter to paint a customer's house, I am looking around to see what else is going on. I may ask to use the bathroom to see if the toilet shakes. They may need a plumber to reseat that toilet. Checking the doorknobs to see if a lock needs to change. Looking for opportunities to upsell what we offer at Triton Solutions Enterprises. And that's how we should be as business owners. Our mindset should always be to upsell or add value to the service that we're bringing to the customer. at any point in time. And yes, for me, I am a Toastmaster. I am president of a Toastmasters club in the Bahamas called the Voices Toastmasters. I had to put that plug in there. But I say that because when a guest comes into our gallery, when a guest comes into our club, I do not just share with them how Toastmasters can help them become a more confident speaker. And you can tell that I'm working on my confidence as a speaker, as a Toastmaster, or a better communicator, or even a better leader. But I also sell the value of what Toastmasters means to you as an individual, your family, your community, and your country, because there are immense benefits of being a Toastmaster, because the better you become as an individual, the better you become as a father, a husband, a brother or a sister, a community activist, and a member of your country. You add value. So in every sphere of our lives, we should be trying to add value to us as individuals, to our family, our community, to our country, and even to our fellow man. Because let's face it, the last 2 years has shown us that we are all in this thing together. When I say this thing called life, we are all in this together. One virus can affect all of us at the same time. One virus has brought all of us together here today on this platform. I know it's brought me to East Africa. It's brought me to Toastmasters clubs around the world, and it's helped me to create friendships and bonds like that of grace. My last point is for us as leaders, for us as business persons, is to ensure that we are continuously working to increase our capacity. UIC, increase your capacity. And to increase your capacity, there are 5 C's I want to leave with you. First, increase your competency. Increase your competency by becoming more knowledgeable about the product that you have, the opportunities that are around, and your customer base that you can deliver to. Expand or increase your network, but that's not a C. I'll come back with the right C. Your connection, that's the right C, your connection. I've increased my connection. I attended Toastmasters meeting, and here I am delivering a presentation with a guru HR professional around the world. Increase your connection. Increase your competency, or increase your confidence, as we did competency already. Increase your confidence. And how do you increase your confidence? By putting yourself out there more, not being afraid of how you may look, how you may come across. Recognize that in an audience of 10, there may be 4 to 5 who don't feel you, who don't connect with you. But the other 6 to 5 who will help you grow and develop. So put yourself out there, share, talk, communicate. If you feel that you're deficient in delivering a speech or speaking or communicating with others, find avenues to fix that. Toastmasters is one such avenue for that. Workshops, seminars are avenues for that. Definitely do that. The other one is character. My friends, no matter how beautiful of a smile you may have, no matter how great the product may be, if your character is lacking or weakened, if your character is not strengthening, your capacity is weakening. And why do I say that? If you are not one of good character, persons will not deal with you, might not do business with you. They will chance you once or twice, but after that, if you found wanting in the character area, you're not going to get businesses. And we all know how it is. One customer, one good experience, a customer may not tell anyone. One bad experience, they will tell about 10 others, and that mushrooms into disaster for you. So ensure that we're doing things to strengthen our character, our word that our commitment that we make to a customer. If you say you will be there for it at 5 p.m., show up at 4:50. I know in the Caribbean, I'm not sure how it is in East Africa or anywhere else around the world, those who may be on the call, but we have a stigma attached to where we're laid back and kind of lax. So if I say 5, most persons are expecting me at 5:10, 5:15. So if I show up at 4:50, I blow them away automatically because I am on time and I am ready to do business. So increase your character. And last but not least, and I hope, because math was always a challenge for me, so I hope that was 4 and I'm on to number 5 now. Increase your commitment. Increase your commitment to your product line, increase your commitment to your customer, and recognize that your commitment to your customer is not just your external customer. We also have our internal customers who are very important and vital to our businesses. And our HR professionals can tell you how a company lives and dies by the way we treat our internal customers. Can you imagine hiring someone today, putting them on your front line tomorrow without sharing with them the core values of your company, or the basics about your company and how it operates? Let alone them working for you for a few months and they feel undervalued, underappreciated, and certainly not being paid for what the job that they think that they're doing. So we have to make sure to take care of our internal customer just as well as our external customer, because we are not the ones who are always or often dealing with our external customers. So those who will be the face of your business, ensure that they are treated right. They're treated in a manner that would cause them want to treat your external customer the way you would want them to be treated. Okay, and one other thing, we have a saying, treat others the way that we would want to be treated. I've learned that I am a peculiar type of individual. So some of the things that I need, others don't need. Some of the things I feel that I don't need, others need. So you can imagine me treating any of the attendees we have, I would want to be treated, and they need to be treated differently. So for me, I believe in treating persons the way they would want to be treated. That is very vital for the sustainability of any good relationship. I think I've spoken enough. Let me allow time for some questions. Grace, what time are we on right now?
The right time for questions.
Okay, good time.
All right. Wow, I love the C's. That was quite something. But I just wanted to know, I know you ran a business and then had to close down. Maybe you can tell us some of the lessons that you picked from that.
Oh, I ran 3 businesses and I had to close down. And the lesson I learned from that was that, one, it probably wasn't the right time for that business, because timing is everything. We have these great ideas about things that we think might work. We get them started, but the market is not ready for it. The customer base is not really there for it. And if you do not have the resources to develop the market and work the customer base, and you will find yourself in troubled spots. You will find yourself in troubled spots. And I did just that. Like I said, I worked for Domino's Pizza, so I knew a whole lot about the pizza business. I can start a pizza business from scratch. However, when I transitioned to start my pizza business, capital wasn't there, and that was a big challenge for me. And I found myself not staying in that business very long because some things are very labor intensive and others are product intensive. When I say product intensive, your margins are small, but the cost of making a pizza and your turnover may not happen in enough for you to be profitable or even to break even. And we just need to know when it's time to cut our losses and move on. Like Kenny Rogers said in his song, The Gambler, you got to know when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them. And you just have to know when it's time to go.
Derek, how do you actually know it's time to fold up? How is there some, is it just looking by the numbers? Is it a gut feeling? Like, how exactly do you come to the decision that it's time to close shop?
The numbers are important. It's only so long you can only pay employees and not pay yourself. There's only so long you can do that for. I know we like to hold on to things that we would have started because, oh, this is my name. But you can always rebound. And sometimes it might only mean shutting down for a period of time and then getting back into it. But you look at the numbers, you look at the trends of the way things are going, and you just know. The hardest thing for us as human beings is to let go. It's hard for us to let go. Even in a bad relationship, it's hard for us to let go. So two things would happen. You will decide to shut down, or the business will shut you down itself.
I like that one. You either shut down or the business will shut you down itself. And oh yeah, okay. I was going to ask a question, then I saw something. Okay, I'll ask Dr. Chochi's question. But now, because I run a business and sometimes it's really challenging. Like I was sharing with a friend of mine, like in January, things were okay. And then right now we are experiencing delayed payments. We are experiencing, we're in a political environment in Kenya. And therefore sometimes the businesses, our economy is not really thriving, but then we need to stay afloat. So what are some of the things that we can do to actually weather the storm?
Look for another product that you can offer. What's being offered out there now that's needed? Too many times we look at what other people are doing and say, no, I don't want to touch it because someone else is doing it. I don't want to feel as if though I'm stealing somebody's idea or I am trying to infringe. The reality is sometimes to copy something else and someone else and do it better is the best way to go. I learned that Dairy Queen was the first set of brazier stores, but McDonald's started selling burgers after Dairy Queen and became even better and bigger than Dairy Queen in the brazier market. Someone had to start out first, and others come behind. But if we just allow for ourselves to struggle and not look for other avenues that we could tap into just to help us weather the storm, we're hurting ourselves. So there are other avenues that can be offered, and always look to see what's happening and just tap into it.
Okay, and just what are some of the characteristics, or rather the disciplines, yes, the discipline that one needs to run a successful business?
Wow. So we all know that success is based on how you look at it, right? So what might be successful for me may not look like success to you. But consistency is one discipline that we must have. Accountability is another discipline we must have. As a business owner, a self-employed person, the hardest thing to do, you think it's hard getting up out of bed to go to somebody else's place of employment. It's a struggle getting up to go to your own place of employment. Because you feel as if, oh, I could always get to that. Who's going to fire me anyway? So you have to be you have to be disciplined in that. I know for me, time management is one of my biggest challenge. So having someone to help me be accountable for my time and how I spend my time is very important. I know this isn't a question, but it was something this isn't an answer to the question, but it's something I was supposed to bring up. As a business owner, sometimes we spend so much time working in our business, we don't spend enough time working on our business. What do I mean by that? We're in there in the daily grind, producing, getting it out, taking orders, but we're not able to rise above what's going on at this level to see what's the next thing that I need to be doing to ensure that my business stay around. So don't work 100% in your business. 80% in your business, in your business, and 20% on your business. Or if you feel as if you cannot work on your business, hire someone or partner with someone who can work on your business. Look at the bigger picture, look at the long haul for your business, because that's where sustainability takes place. Many of the business, and I may be speaking too broadly when I say many, but businesses, some of the businesses that fail in the first 1 to 5 years is not because of bad product, mind you, or service. It's because that owner spent so much time working in the business that he or she did not have time to work on the business. And you must work on your business, my friends. You must work on your business.
I like that. I like that. I think that's something that we forget. And I remember my mentor telling me that he likes to sit every once a month. He sits in his office and just thinks about the business, looks at the numbers, looks at the environment, and just decides exactly where is this business going. And yeah, and I know we get caught up in the daily operations, especially when the business is young, and we really actually just forget about where the business is going. And I think that is an important takeaway. Now, back to the treating people the way they want to be treated, not treat others the way you want to be treated. We have employees who are asking for increments. We have employees who are asking for all these benefits for themselves. How do we manage this? Because this is an expectation that can actually harm us. We don't want to increase costs in as much as we want to be nice to the employees.
That definitely is a juggling act. And to be honest with you, if I had the answer to that, I would be like Elon Musk's buying Twitter, companies like Twitter right now. However, it is a balancing act. And when I talk about treating persons the way that they want to be treated, I'm talking about learning the characteristics of the individuals. When you set up your company, you know what your company stands for. You know what your company has to offer to employees or partners, however you want to coin that. And that's what it is. There's only a threshold that you can go for the company to stay viable. So we cannot tailor the policies to just one individual or a small group of individuals. We still have to look for what benefits the company in the long run. But when it comes down to knowing a person, how I should communicate with Bob versus how I can communicate with Mary, my hand's right.
Okay.
It's very important. We cannot speak. I may be able to speak to Grace in a heavy tone because I know Grace will listen to all of the good things that I'm saying, even though my voice may be heavy and it may seem as if I'm coming down on her. She's just picking out all of the good points that benefits her. and she's not folding up and retreating. I need to come and talk to Catherine with a softer tone so that she can hear and be receptive to what message I'm bringing to her. Because nothing that I say, no matter how pleasant or how good or beneficial it may be to her, if it's in a rough tone, Catherine won't hear that. If it's in that soft voice that I know Catherine responds to, then you're golden. So it's not so much on all of your policy sides, but knowing the individuals that you have, the personalities, the traits that you have to work with, and working along that. Because we know communication isn't static and it should not be just one way. We have to be able to tailor our communication style, our delivery style, so that it will reach those individuals that the way you would want it to be reached and how they will receive it.
Yeah, Larry, you got that right. Derek has said you need to treat people the way they want to be treated and not the way you want to be treated. So, and I think that is a great takeaway. Rose Karaoke is saying, with the various challenges in the business environment and working to stay afloat and aboard, how does one incorporate the futuristic customer trends? No, how does one incorporate the futuristic customer when trends are not positive?
All right, repeat it. I missed the last part. How do one incorporate the futuristic customer with?
When trends are not positive. You can check the question in the Q&A. Maybe it will be clearer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rose, that is a hard one for me to expand upon. I would just say, look at that, continue to watch the trends and to stick to what you believe will work for you and get you to where you need to be. Persevere, continue to work towards it and persevere. And recognize that at the end of the day, you may not hit 70% of what you wanted to hit, but you may hit on 40. Or 40 may just be enough. And if you hit 40% consistently and do it well enough, it will eventually build and grow. When we take a punch, that one punch tends to knock us down forever. We don't know how to get back up and get back in there and take a few more punches and be like Muhammad Ali and lay on the ropes and cover up and take blows here and there and do the rope-a-dope so that the trends get tired. And when the trends are over, you can bounce back up and you can throw your strong blows and come out victorious. We just need to know how to cover up and protect ourselves while just waiting for opportunity to strike.
Okay. All right. And I also think it's also a matter of innovation. You can innovate so that then your innovation is able to take of the changing trends, and innovation doesn't necessarily mean investing in machines or very capital intensive things. But I think if you innovate your processes, you're able to also stay afloat even as you observe the futuristic, because sometimes the business is about looking at today with an open eye for tomorrow. So you keep innovating and you keep making your processes very, very, what do we call it? Very accommodative for an agility kind of business. Dr. Church is saying, is a customer the same as a citizen? In public service, do we have customers?
Public service, yes, you do have customers. The public service has the largest number of customers in any country that you go in, because the public service tends to employ the vast majority of persons. So public servants are customers. Public servants who are internal customers deal with external customers who come to transact business with the public service. So there are customers all around. I like the word citizen as well. Citizens are customer. Internal citizens, external citizens. I like the word citizen as well. So I would say yes, they are. We do have customers in the public service. I see Richard asked about if I was confined to an island, which book would I pick to read? I would go with Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And if any of my leading voice members are on, they know what I will say. One of the habits that I talk about, I speak about a lot, is beginning with the end in mind. Well, when you can see where you want to be, you have a better starting point. So you know where to start when you start with the end in mind. And once you start working towards that, you're golden. They say that if you don't know where you're going, any road can take you there. But as long as you know where you want to get to, you know which roads to travel and which roads not to travel. So when I have highly effective people, it's one book that I would read.
Okay, Paul is asking, how diverse should your support system be?
How diverse? It should be very diverse, as diverse as you can have it. That's why it's important to make connections. You may not need a connection of grace at this point in time, but later on down the line, you just might need it. But not only that, your connection with grace connects you with other persons you do not know, and they can become your connection through grace. So that's a support system that you do not relinquish. Still hold on to that. Or you may say, Grace, I'm looking to do this, I'm looking to do that. Oh, wow, I just met so-and-so from the Bahamas, and he's the perfect person for you to speak to. So always increase your connection. Again, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. So keep working at it. I'll share something with you. With Trident Solutions, one of the equipment that we had was a camera snake. This is a snake that goes through the sewer system that has a camera on it, so you can view what's happening in the pipeline. I have a friend who's a plumber. I don't do plumbing work. I have family members who do plumbing work, but because I had the equipment, I was hired to troubleshoot or help them identify where they were having some blockages or some leaks. That connection helped me to become connected with the company that he was working for. He moved away, but that company still needed a service, and they remembered me coming in to facilitate that job for them. Now, they did not know that I'm not a plumber when they initially called, but I did disclose that. But I assured them that I can still get the job done. Because of that connection, I ended up conducting a project where we refurbished a sewer treatment plant. Again, I am not a plumber, but I was able to hire the persons who know how to do certain jobs that will facilitate the sewer treatment plant being refurbished. So I got to learn quite a bit about sewer treatment plant, water treatment, and the likes that I would have never gotten to do had I just been in my one small corner of just supplying the equipment rental to customers. So as diverse as you can have it, make it happen.
All right. I like that. Richard is saying interesting. Grace recommended the same book this morning. Yeah. Yes, Richard was asking about books, and I just automatically referred to the 7 habits of highly effective people. All right. So allow me to just mention this webinar is brought to you by Atara Solutions in partnership with Balcon Housing and Stallion Construction Company Limited. Frank of Pathway Solutions is actually giving us quite a number of offers. There are 5 of you who, is it 5? Yes, I think it's 5. Where is that? So today's offer by Pathway Solutions, we have writing a business plan, we have entrepreneurship 101, we have marketing, we have conflict management at workplace, we have building a brand on social media. Now, these sessions are fully sponsored by Pathway Solutions Limited. And upon successful of it, you actually get a certificate. Now, this will be done on the LMS. LMS is learning management system where you actually go and learn. They have loaded a lot of material on the LMS. So you'll have to self-pace, you learn by yourself. And then eventually you do an assessment, which now then gives you to earn the what do we call it? A certificate. So if 5 of you, whoever wants to go first, it's first come, first served. Please note that we are offering 5 and for 5 people. So I am about to go back and read your comments. All right, your parting shot, Derek. Oh yeah, before you go to the parting shot, Richard is saying you are definitely a courageous and confident person. What are the sources of the two?
Richard, I'm not sure. You know, my growing up, my parents, my family structure. I am the last of 9 children of parents who were the last child to their family. And I'm not sure if that's where I came from. And again, I do not know where it came from, but I always look at the positive in things. At the age of 14, in Mother's Day, 1986, I had an accident playing stickball with my nephews, and I hit myself in my left eye. A week later, or a few days later, learned from the doctor that you will never see out of your left eye again. We're walking out from the hospital, and my mom, she's crying. And I stopped at her, and we stopped. I stopped. I say, and we call her mother. So, mother, what are you crying for? Because the doctor said you will never see your left eye again. I said, but I still have one good eye. I'll be fine. And that has just always been my attitude. And the more I think the more you connect with others, the more confident you become. So I connect. I am not afraid to ask. Anyone who've associated with me in Toastmasters can tell you. When I visit a club or I go a business place and I see someone who's doing something that's unique, doing something well that I do not do, or those around me do not do, I invite them back to share. One of the things I believe in is that the more I serve, the more I grow. The more we serve others, the more we grow. Because if we get our knowledge base and keep it to ourselves, how much do we grow? When we share, we open up. When we open up, we grow. It's just like a plant. When the more you feed into others, the more you grow and develop, because the more ingrained what you know becomes in you, as opposed to you just holding it to yourself. I heard a quote a few months ago, and I love it. I never thought of it, any life in that way. The quote was, I sit under the shade of a tree whose seeds I did not plant. Tomorrow, I will plant seeds for trees whose shades I will not sit under. In life, we are to be planting seeds for those who are to come, while we enjoy the shades of those who would have gone before us, the roads that would have been paved for us. Let's not just ride those smooth roads, but let's go off the beaten track. Let's slash bushes and pave roads for our generations to come. It may not be my generation, but it may be your generations, Richard, your generations, Nuha, who is joining us from India, my good friend, Toastmaster as well. It was so good to see you all. I think that was my parting shot before I was supposed to have given it.
And then you have two questions, and Sheila is asking, any failures you can share and how you handle it? He had shared a bit, but maybe you can also give a summary.
Okay, so and this was a devastating time. I worked so I tell you I worked for Domino's Pizza. I started as a delivery driver. I moved all the way up to vice president of operations, franchise operations, because we expanded from Domino's Pizza and we added Dunkin' Donuts and Dairy Queen. That's how I know a bit about Dairy Queen. After we would have done that, we were bought out by a company called Abaco Markets, who is a retail company that owned retail stores like that of Walmart, because the stores were tailored after Walmart. After I spent some time in Turks and Caicos opening up one of the retail stores in Turks and Caicos, managing the rebuild, the remodel of it, I was asked to join the retail side, move from franchise, move into retail. I'm a stubborn person at times. That's one of my traits that can be a downfall. So I'm not one who you can just feed information to and I just accept it, I get it, see how it works and how it plays. So that could be a downfall for me. How it ended up a downfall for me, my wife and I, we both worked for the same company, Abaco Markets. She was the director of HR. I was the general manager for Solomon's. We decided that she would resign to pursue her master's in human resources because I was making a good salary, but because of how my personality conflicted with higher up, they were having her farewell party. The president of the company was in my office giving me my severance letter telling me, we have to let you go. We cannot keep you around. So imagine this. Your wife resigned to pursue her education. You just got fired. What in the world am I going to do? That is when I started working on a company called DeMarco's. This is my pizzeria, chicken franchise. I'm working it. I have a few dollars. I'm working it. But I soon realized that I will not have enough capital to really make this work. And that is one business that I kind of failed at. I had to pack up shop. But while in doing that, I took on a job with a company that was supposed to have been opening up another unit in Turks and Caicos. I wanted to go to Turks and Caicos because I saw helping Abaco Markets open up the retail store, I saw opportunities for me. So starting with that company was a means to an end. That company was an equipment rental company. And what business am I in today? Equipment rental. I joined that company whilst I was trying to make my company work. My company did not work, that failed. So I learned everything I could learn about the equipment rental business, and I started out on my own. So sometimes we have to take a second job or go another way or work with someone else. But, just keep pressing on. That's all I can say. Failures will happen, but learn from them as much as possible and move on. Just keep chugging.
Okay. Nuha asked, what's your advice for entrepreneurs recovering from COVID?
Look to see where your business can rebound, whether or not because of the current COVID environment, current restrictions or rules are in place, whether or not you can still be efficient in that stream of business, or better yet, look for other business opportunities that has presented itself as a result of COVID and tap into those. See how any of those the new opportunities that now exist parallels, even if it's just slightly, with what you once offered, and do your best to make it work. That is the best advice that I can give. Take advantage of what this new environment has to offer now. I recognize that some of the things we did in the past before pre-COVID may not come back again. So look at what's here now and try to make it work.
Okay. So thank you very much. Allow me to just give you an offer. There is an offer by Pathway Solutions on a few courses: writing a business plan, entrepreneurship 101, marketing, conflict management at workplace, building a brand on social media. These are offers to 5 people. You can email me on grace@totarasolutions.co.ke, and I'll be able to link you up with Frank so that you can take the courses. Somebody was asking if the courses are online, then I'll take. Yes, they actually are on LMS. LMS is Learning Management System. The information is loaded on a platform online, and then you go there, you learn at your pace, whatever time you want, whatever number of hours you want. I think there's a limit that you have to finish the course within the next 3 months, and you can do as much as possible, and you pace yourself. Technically, that's what we're saying. So please take advantage and get to learn more on writing a business plan, social media marketing, and all that. All right. Thank you very much, Garcia. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for sharing your experiences, and especially the part on the failure part and the positivity of things. I have really learned a lot, and I look forward to also engaging further. And allow me to also recognize our partners. We have Balcon Housing. Balcon Housing is a real estate and property management firm. They have been with us since season 1. If you're looking for property advice, if you're looking to buy a piece of land, Balcon Housing is your people. Then we have Stallion Construction Company. If you're looking to renovate your office, if you have moved to a smaller office and you're looking for somebody to partition, Stallion Construction Company are your people. Then we have Ames College of Business and Technology. Ames offers career courses. So if you're looking for a college for your brothers and sisters who've just cleared 4th form, you can check them out on they are located at Lotus House on Haile Selassie Avenue in Nairobi. And then they also offer CHRP courses for the HR professionals who are logged in. So if you're looking to still do your CHRP, you can join Ames College of Business and Technology. Then we have the Career Management Center. Career Management Center offers the same services as Tara Solutions, HR consulting and training firm. If you're looking for employees, you can come to us and we'll be able to sort you out. Jen does career coaching. So if you're looking to do you're figuring out where your career is at, you can get in touch with the Career Management Center, and the Jane will be able to guide you accordingly. Pathway Solution Services, they are a training company. They have launched their LMS and have been offering quite a number of trainings. So Pathway Solution Services, you can check them out. Then we have a Wandi Restaurant. Wandi Restaurant is a restaurant based in Ola Kambiti. On your way to Nanyuki or on your way to Nyeri, or as you come from that side, please check them out. It's a long weekend. You can just drive there for a meal. Then we have WeClean. WeClean is a carpet cleaning company. And right now they're also doing curtains, and soon they'll be launching the cleaning of sofas. Like Derek has said, please diversify your offering. So I'm sure they are on that. And then we have NABLA Awards. NABLA Awards are a business awards that are coming up in July. And if you're looking to become an award-winning business and looking to network during the award ceremony, you can, the logging in or the registration for organizations are happening. You can check them out on social media, and also they have a website. They call it NABLA Awards, and this project is being run by the Carlstick Communication. Carlstick is C-A-R-L-S-T-I-C, Carlstick. So you can check them out. And we really appreciate your partnership and for making us happen. I mean, bringing these sessions to our people. Yeah, all right. So thank you very much, our audience. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying on until now. We are so grateful for your time, and we are here ending the month in style. May we have a lot in store. In fact, May we are hosting somebody who will teach us how, whether, or rather what, the positives and negatives of working abroad or for studying and working abroad. We are also going to look at high-performing work culture. We are also hoping to bring in something on leadership, and we have quite a number of things in store for you. So keep it here every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom, and we are also live on Facebook, our Facebook fraternity. How are you? I hope you guys are well, and Jacinta is taking care of you. If you want to be kept up to date on what's happening with Atara Solutions, we have a WhatsApp group. I don't know where my people are. Jacinta, Kevin, I don't know where you guys are. Please post the link to the WhatsApp group. I hope you're still online. And we can have some people who are joining us. Please follow us on Instagram. We will upload this session on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Get It Right with Atara Solutions. I repeat, Get It Right with Atara Solutions. Please subscribe. And if you want to catch on with the lessons from Derek, you can log in there, or any other session that you have missed. Last week, we were discussing childhood trauma. So we normally try to cover as many topics as possible, as wide as a reach as we can. And if you want to learn more about entrepreneurship, because we have a number of entrepreneurs here, we have done a lot. We hosted Joram Winamo severally. We've had Chris Odongo. We've had Mr. Panessa. There's a lot of information on our YouTube channel. If you're running an entrepreneur, if you're looking to succeed in your business, there's a lot there, and include the one with Derek today. So thank you so much, Derek, for your time. I know it's lunch hour. Thank you for sacrificing your lunch to be with us. Yes,
you are most welcome.
Yes. Buya Abdul and Gloria, there is the that is the YouTube channel, and then I'm sure she'll be posting the WhatsApp link just now. So thank you so much, Garcia, for heeding our call and sacrificing your time and just sharing your wisdom. And I'm sure we have had quite a number of takeaways. Catherine Sidandi, as always, you are just fantastic, and we appreciate you, and we are praying that God hears your prayers, and we pray that your dreams come true. Catherine Sidandi is our sign language interpreter. At Atara Solutions, we try to be as inclusive as we can, and that is why we have Catherine Sidandi. So the WhatsApp link has been shared. If you need to take advantage of the free learning lessons, please email me at grace@atarasolutions.co.ke. Grace@Atara. Atara is ATARAH, solutions with an S.co.ke. And I'll be able to link you up with Frank of Pathway Service Solutions. So thank you so much. It's 9:23. I thought we'd be finished by 9 o'clock, but Derek, I hope your lunch is not too cold. All right. So, and I'm glad we met. So this is part of networking, and this is part of what we do. So thank you guys, and see you on Tuesday from 8. It's a holiday on Tuesday. We have a long holiday weekend, Derek, from Friday to Tuesday. We go back to work on.
I am so envious of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of catching up. But us, like Atara, we have interviews scheduled for Friday, and we'll have to be working. I personally will be working on my business and not in the business for those few days. I need to take advantage and strategize. So thank you so much, Derek, and everyone who joined us, and have yourselves a lovely, lovely evening.
Good evening, everyone.